Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm excited to do this one. This is a viewer or subscriber requested video from one of the male subscribers. So it's great to always hear from you guys. My YouTube analytics lets me know that the channel has at least about 25% male viewers, so I would love to get that number up. And I actually threw out about a couple months ago the notion of me starting a channel for male survivors. So the great chance to show me that that would be a good idea is when I make these videos that are geared towards you guys, to show a lot of love to it, come out in great numbers, and it lets me know, like, you know what, I can start a channel for just you guys and topics just relating to you guys, or you know, perhaps I'll just keep mixing it in here until I get enough of a following to let me know that go ahead and make that channel. All right, but either way, you see the topic of this video, and we have the older man with the younger female narcissist. So the subscriber wrote to me and it was very vague in general. Can I make a video about an older man with a younger female narcissist, or vice versa, or both sides? Okay, and have any specific questions or anything like that? So I'm just going to take this as general, and perhaps that subscriber may be in a situation where he is the older man dating a younger female narcissist. All right, so let's talk about it. Before I get into that, guys, I'm just going to disclose here, there's nothing wrong. I'll just say that right off the rip. There's nothing wrong with an older man dating a younger woman. Nothing wrong with that, guys. Or a younger woman dating an older man, you know, vice versa. There's nothing wrong with a young man dating an older woman. You know, we're all adults. If everyone is of age and if everyone is, you know, consensual, that is fine. I don't have a problem with that, all right? So now that I've made that disclosure, because we're all grown here, an older man with a younger female narcissist, this is where things get sticky here. Because usually, you know, when we have these two energies coming together, and it's in a non-narcissistic tendency, you know, usually one party is bringing something that the other party wants, and the other party is bringing something that the other party wants, and there's a form of reciprocation going on here, and everybody's happy at the end of the day. All right, because sometimes it's not all about finding a husband and a wife. Sometimes we just want company, sometimes we just want companionship. And you know, if you have generosity in this area, they have generosity in that area, and it works for the both of you, and both needs are being met. That's the key there. Both sides' needs are being met. Then hey, you're both adults, and that's what, if you choose to do that, so be it. It's not hurting anyone, and it's your business, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. But once it's with a female narcissist, yes, it becomes sticky now, because we know that narcissists are self-serving, whether they're male or female. Okay, she has extreme entitlement. She's going to be severely self-centered, and she's only going to be thinking about her self-interest, guys. All right. She's a seductress. Let's just say that right off the rip. How she got you, sink, hook, and all that other stuff. You know, usually the female narcissist is very in touch with her feminine energy, and she uses that. You know, that's her venom, actually. That's her venom to attracting a man. She knows, you know, all narcissists are good at first impressions. Let's just say that, male or female, they're typically very good at first impressions. But the problem is they're usually not able to keep up appearances for long. And when I say appearances in this situation, I'm not talking about her physical looks. Usually she's going to keep her looks up, because that is a part of her venom. You know, her feminine energy, her presentation, the way that she carries herself, the way that she looks at you, her smell, her scent, her dress, her hair. She's, you know, a lot of times going to be very invested in these things, because this is getting her her supply, whatever that is. If it's attention, because a lot of times the female narcissist may be coming from an energy of having daddy issues, you know, and that's typically something that's very subconsciously happening with this woman, which may even attract her to an older man that may remind her of her father, or the father that she's never had per se. Psychologically, those are usually the challenges, and that's the daddy issues. She could have mother issues as well. But, this is when they're absent or they had an abnormal relationship with the primary caretaker, all right? And then they're seeking to find the love that they never got through their other relationships. Hence, the younger female narcissist with the older male. The problem here is your ability to consistently get reciprocated and have your needs actually met. You're going to be put in a situation, as usually the older men in these situations are rescuers, and here you see this dainty, probably beautiful or feminine, pretty female narcissist that needs to be rescued. And because she's younger, she hasn't come into herself. She may not have her life together yet. Who knows? But that leaves a lot of space for you to come in and rescue, right? And that makes you feel masculine oftentimes, a feminine energy that doesn't mind being rescued by a masculine energy. But in what ways does she want to be rescued versus the ways that you may perceive that she wants to be rescued early on, and then you wanted to be rescued as well in a masculine energy, because maybe the women your age don't provide enough space with your interactions to allow themselves to be rescued. As a woman gets older, she typically gets more sure of herself, and she's been around the block a few times, and a lot of times she's standing in her strength on a very high level. And maybe that could eventually, if she's not careful, tap her too much into her masculine energy. It's possible. But that, you're feeling that masculine energy, and it's making you shy away, and then you're going younger to someone who may be softer and more available to mesh with your masculine energy with their feminine energy. All right, so maybe this older man could have been bored in his life, with the women his age or whatever, and find it more exciting to be with that young feminine energy. And perhaps that female narcissist the drama that you may even feel with her initially may be exciting to you as well. And the physical aspect of things as well, as younger girls may have better bodies, who knows, but it's just typical. And her physical prowess, because female narcissists are known to be like beasts, beasts when it comes to intimacy and sexuality. All right, so those type of things could make you blinded for some time to this female narcissist, and how much she actually doesn't care for you, because maybe you're not looking for love, but maybe you did want a friendship. Maybe you did want care to be there, but that's going to be voided with the female narcissist. It's strictly transactional for her, and is definitely going to be like that. It's going to feel like transactions. All right, so it's not personal. There's no loyalty. It's like the highest bidder. If she finds someone else that can accommodate her, and this is usually materialistically, she's very external. So if someone else making twice the money, comes on to her and you can't keep up with it, you're gonna get dumped, So if you're an older man dealing with a younger female narcissist, and you don't know what to do in a situation, it's time for you to heavily consider, what are your goals here? Obviously, most of the time when a younger man is getting with when an older man is getting with a younger woman, he may want the things like I said. He's he's a rescuer a lot of times in his masculine energy. He wants to protect and provide for. He wants to be close to that feminine energy. He may be bored, so he wants that excitement. And actually, like I said, that drama might be a little attractive to a certain degree. That youthfulness, maybe being close to that energy makes you feel more youthful and more vibrant yourself. And then, like I said, the energy expands to sexual as well. So maybe you feel like, that energy is more powerful to you, more fulfilling for you, and, you don't mind being the protector and provider and the rescuer and fulfilling her monetary needs, paying her bills and stuff like that. But in exchange, you have your needs that need to be met as well. But what you will find is the female narcissist will find ways to do the bare minimum for you. Like, she will breadcrumb you, she will delay gratification, and she uses delay gratification to eventually get out of the gratification period. Like, you feel like you're working to earn something, she'll give you that carrot, and it's like you never can make it to the carrot. And there have been a lot of young female narcissists that could scam older men like this, and they're just paying into or doing all these things for her to get, in their mind, they're getting closer to something that she's never even going to deliver to you. She'll find an excuse to not keep up her end of the bargain, if you will, or whatever you guys are negotiating. A lot of times older men are upfront about what they're looking for, especially when it's a sugar daddy situation, okay? But you have to be so careful with a female like this, because if you cut her off, if you decide, what, I'm tired of just giving and not receiving anything in return, because they have so much entitlement that you might not even feel the gratitude, because the entitlement says, I deserve it, like, you owe me this, like, if I want it, I should have it. There's not gratitude behind that. And I don't know too many men that don't like being appreciated, okay? So you have to be really careful when you're cutting a female like this off, because I done studied narcissistic abuse for a very long time, and I have yet to find a narcissistic male that is more brutal, more sadistic than a female narcissist. Like, from what I've seen, like, they're like way more sadistic. And if you don't understand what I mean by that, narcissists, they don't have empathy, so they don't feel bad for hurting you. So like a malignant female narcissist, she will take pleasure in your pain. She'll take pleasure in ruining you. And this is after you've met all of her demands and bought her all these bags and shoes, wined and dined her vacations, shopping sprees. You may have paid for her plastic surgery. Like, you've just been giving more than you receive from her. And then when you start wanting to have your needs, met, you're going to be met with that resistance. And then when you try to break up with her, if you're doing something immoral, like let's say you were cheating on your wife, she's gonna probably try to squeeze you for more things, or else she's gonna tell your wife and everything, And I'm not on here to say that people should be cheating on their wives. I'm just talking about real life situations that could be happening. I mean, the older man could be married, and instead of trying to revive the wife that he has that's aging with him, he may look outside of the marriage, and end up being attracted to this female narcissist. And then when it's time to cut it off, if she wasn't ready for that to happen, she would try to make your life a living hell, starting by, warning your spouse, try to wreck, your marriage, all types of stuff. So, and then if you're actually a single older man, you know, they could do all types of things, honestly. Like, there's really no low to it. If this is a work situation, oh my gosh, like, men, you guys have to protect yourselves out here, because there's lots of allegations and accusations that a woman, a female narcissist, would have no problem with faking. Like, are you kidding me? She would do that to me? Yes. Yes, she would do that to you. After everything you've done for her, yes, she will do that to you. So, you know, when you want to get away from this energy, you're going to have to be very strategic and mindful about doing that. You know, it could be all types of situations, too many to really name here. I mean, if you don't live with her and stuff like that, thank God, okay? You know, if you're going to be breaking up with her, do it in public, or, you know, over technology, not in your personal space. Like, women have hit themselves and accuse the man of hitting them. They try to go get bogus restraining orders in some of your work professions. You know, that would not be good for your job. So, you know, you have to be so careful with a female narcissist. You know, all types of things that she can accuse you of after the fact. You may not have known that she was recording you guys having, you know, sex. That could be in the closet somewhere. She was setting you up from day one. That's the thing, you know, that narcissists don't tell you. They're setting you up from day one. They know what they want from you. You typically have an expiration date in their mind after they get this thing from you, or milk you for this and that. Yeah. But it's not like with a non-narcissistic woman, you know, if you wanted to be a sugar daddy or in similar type situation where, you know, it ran its course, you know, she got what she got out of it, you got what you got out of it, and maybe, you know, both of you, it's just run its course and you guys are on your journeys peacefully. You know, you'll find that, you know, that little bit of drama that she had when you met, that sassiness and all of that you thought was a turn on early on and stuff, that comes back to, you know, bite you in the butt and end when you're on the receiving end of it. You know, but yeah, she can make your life a living hell just as any narcissist. So you really want to get out of this situation. You really want to get out of this situation, and require you to, you know, step into your logic over your emotions. And just because you're a man, of course, it doesn't mean that you don't have feelings. It's quite possible that you have the trauma bond with her, and certainly most of the time that's soul tie. And, you know, the thing that men really need to mature into off the time is understanding that great sex doesn't equal a great person with a woman. You know, you could have, you know, what feels like mind-blowing intimacy. It feels that way, and it's not even intimacy, you know. But you could have great sex with someone that's really bad for you. So you have to evolve over that. So she'll use that to reel you back in as she's taking you through all these cycles of abuse. You know, she does something to piss you off, and then she's about to love bombing you. And like I said, she owns her feminine energy and that sexuality, and maybe she has on that Victoria's Secrets under, you know, like she came over with nothing on under the trench coat, and all is forgiven, you know. So you have to, you know, understand the manipulation, basically. And it tends to escalate with this woman, and it could end up costing you so much more than what meets the eye here. So if you are an older man, you're dating a younger female narcissist, you definitely need to end that relationship. need to end that relationship. You don't really want to, get in a ring with them once you actually know what they're doing. Because if you understand what they're doing, we know that it's a setup to ultimately con you, or ultimately get the most for the least. Like, they're not looking to really uphold their end of the deal. Like, that's not really what they're looking. They're just telling you what you want to hear. They're gonna advertise, and make it look good so that they can get what they want, which is whatever the supply is. And it's typically, for them, is securing the bag. That's the term called securing the bag. That's getting the money that they want. She could even, if she finds that you have a lot of wealth, she could try to just have your child. She'll tell you that she's on birth control when she's not. I'm telling you, like, lying just comes easy to a woman like this. She doesn't have empathy. Like I said, like all narcissists, they don't have empathy. And they would do whatever they need to do to get what they want. Her body, her looks and everything, that's an asset to her. And she knows that it's a part of the advertisement. That's a part of the manipulation. So, we have to start going a little more skin deep with people, fellas. And I know that men are visual creatures, and there's nothing wrong with admiring a beautiful woman. And you just gotta really know what you're getting into at that point, especially if you're sitting there like saying, well, you know what, I think I can manage this woman. I'll be able to beat her at her own game, and this and that. You have, most guys, they don't even think on the evil level that the most sadistic woman could, so just word to the wise, be very careful with that. And I highly recommend that you find a way to dissolve, or basically end that relationship. It doesn't have to be mean or nasty, because then she's going to want some revenge on you, okay? They will always want revenge. And the best revenge to them is ruining. It's always going to be finding a way to ruin your life, okay? So yes, they're going to idealize you, or basically in a love bomb phase, and then devalue and discard you, okay? They'll find ways to rejecting. They like to have triangles, okay? Because like I said, they always have somebody else. Especially when we're talking about female narcissists that's in it to secure a bag. They got a guy for this, a guy for that, a guy for this, a guy for that. And they'll tell you something different. They love to triangulate, okay? But once they make that trauma bond and that soul tie with you, you'll be like all out of character, and they'll send you on a chase of your life, which may fuel your testosterone, because men like the chase. But what are you chasing, and what will you get if you're ever able to even catch up to them? Like, what, these are the things that, stepping into your logic will help you understand in situations like this, okay? You gotta know what you're up against, okay? Know that devil. A known devil is certainly better than an unknown one. And most of the men, most of you guys, you have no idea the depths that these women, and the manipulation, the levels and the lows that they will go to try to ruin your life, okay? So I hope that this is helping someone understand this older man, the younger female narcissist. So, if this video resonated with you, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, you're welcome to do that. Hit the bell. I do upload videos quite frequently. Feel free to leave lots of comments down there if you want to add to the discussion with the older man and the younger female narcissist. Alright, I have a support group, guys, over on Facebook for survivors of narcissistic abuse. You're welcome to check that out. If you would like one-on-one help, consultation, coaching with me for your situation, go to lakiacrawford.com. That information is down below in the description. I do FaceTime, Skypes, WhatsApp. I do voice calls. I do email coaching. If you've had a relationship with a female narcissist and you're trying to find your healing, you're trying to find understanding and different things like that, just hit me up. I can help you find that closure, help you get that understanding, and help you begin to take your lessons and move on with your life stronger and better and happier and more solid, of course. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, of course, what I say at the end of all of my videos, never give up on yourself, continue to do the work, and until next time, please take care.